The Painful Excellence Podcast.
Absolutely. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. That's the Painful Excellence Podcast. Look, man, I need you guys to understand something. Y'all know that I also have a boxing channel. I'm over here on the Painful Excellence Podcast. If you're here from my boxing channel, go subscribe to the Painful Excellence Podcast. Pep Talk. I dual stream, and I do that for a reason. With the atmosphere in boxing being what it is, and then I see things like this. Yo, we're done, man. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. There's too much self-hate. There's too much unawareness. There's a lack of education, and with everything that's accessible today, everything you have access to today, there's no excuse for you to be ignorant. Ignorance is purely a choice. And if you find value in what's being done here, then you're proof as to why we're finished. We do this roll call. Nada 86 early in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He says, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Love the show you just had with Stormy. Hashtag LDBC for life. Hashtag F the haters. Hashtag stay supported, man. Salute to you, Nada. Always in that super chat. Always support, man. Salute to you, brother. Snoop, what up, Snoop? How you feel? Universal Truth, my brother, a condo. Salute, brother. Razor, what's going on? Mr. Tiptoe in the building. Salute. Smash the like button, like and share the video. We are our own algorithm. Don't leave it up to YouTube or Google to do anything for us. They're not going to do right by us at all. So we got to do it ourselves. Because when you leave it up to them, what they don't do is they don't factor in us talking up our community and doing something positive. What they do is they take the negative rhetoric, the dysfunction, and hand them a megaphone, and they'll show that in the algorithm. That's what they'll do. And while we're trying to preach the good word and lead by example, they'll say, well, what about that? Case in point, whenever we talk about black unity and how a cop just shot a black person and how everything's wrong, don't they have little trolls that come into our comment section and say things like, what about Chicago? What about gang violence? What about black on black and crime? What about that? As if that's the majority, as if that's our legacy. But you know what? When you give the idiots the megaphone, they seem like the majority. They've been telling us that black fathers are absent and we don't like our children and everything of that, like things of that nature. Once social media became normalized, once we had access to information, with the click of a button, you found out that it was all nonsense. It was all BS. Listening to Oprah all of these years, listening to the media all these years, and they always talk to the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst, as if the worst of the worst is the majority. Lance, what up? J. Cool, what up? And now they're getting very creative with it. Now they're taking these rap songs and they're taking lines from these rap songs that I do not listen to, and they're naming streets after them. Let me be very clear. I don't like it, and I think it's stupid. But Drew, you live in the Bronx. Yeah, I'm from the borough where hip hop was created, the 70s. Jerome Avenue and Kingsbridge. Right underneath the 4 train, Jerome and Kingsbridge, it's DJ Scott LaRock Boulevard. But you know why it's named after that man? Do y'all know who DJ Scott LaRock is? that used to be KRS-One's partner, DJ Scott LaRock. He was murdered. And as a tribute to his life and his contribution to the culture of hip hop, they named a boulevard after him. I have no problem with that because of what Scott LaRock represented. He's one of the pioneers. Eric Jordan, salute. He's one of the pioneers. And he was murdered. His life was taken from him in the streets. And he wasn't a street dude. He was going to try and solve a problem, from what I remember, involving his little brother. And when he went to try and solve the problem, his life was taken from him. When I mean solve the problem, he didn't go over there waving a gun. He went over there to try to diffuse the situation. And apparently these dudes were so turned up, they weren't hearing it. And they took his life. They deleted him. And that set KRS-One on a mission to stop the violence in hip hop. That's how that started. I just gave you a little gem for those of you that don't know. For those of you kids that don't care to listen to it. Abdullah, what up? Shogun, salute. Showtime Majors. Smash the like button, like and share the video. Speed Demon, salute. So I just gave you a little gem. There's meaning behind that because that brother lost his life and it was tragic. Now, please tell me, what the hell is this that they're doing? Stormy, salute. These streets that they're naming them after, can I ask y'all a question? And I don't know the age range of most of you. Can y'all say that y'all proud of rap music today? Now, 88 is very real. Mind of Mansa Musa, my brother. Can you say that you're proud of the music today? Yes, salute my queen. Can you say you're proud of it? It's curious. You proud of it? Y'all proud of Glorilla? Sukiana? Proud of that? Proud of this stuff? And now they're naming streets after the lyrics of these songs. They are systematically, like I just said, giving a megaphone to the ignorant and putting a magnifying glass on everything that we do, goddammit. Let me play this news article, what they're doing here. Listen to this.
Hey, this might be the most Miami
Fair
thing
use.
you'll hear today, as streets in Liberty City will soon be named after famous Miami rap songs by famous hip-hop artists.
And the plan that got approved Tuesday has people talking. So what are they saying? NBC6's Sofia Hernandez shows us.
I love Miami.
Residents born and raised in between Northwest 62nd Terrace and Northwest 71st Street finding out Wednesday their street name is changing.
I don't bother me.
That's cool. That's cool.
Why do you think it's a good thing?
Because they're naming them after people that grew up in this area.
And there's a list of streets that will be changed to rapper names. Take Northwest 19th Avenue and Northwest 63rd Street, soon to be City Girls Street.
What the fuck, man? We're done. I need to know. Oh, Dade County. Thank you. I'm glad I know where Dade County is so I can effing avoid it. Can you imagine receiving mail and putting down an address? Send this to City Girl Street. Where do you live, bro? You're going for a job interview. Corporate $115,000 a year starting. What's your address? You show your driver's license. I live on City Girl Street. You know, it's a joke at this point. They think we're clowns, man. I saw a video somewhere in Japan, I think it was Japan. It was one of those Asian, I don't know if it was Korea, China, or Japan. You know what we are to them? Let me tell you what we are. We are anime to them. They're not like fascinated with us because we're so creative. They're beyond that. What they do you know they dress up as us as cosplay over there? I saw it on Instagram. I think I saved it. You know, like how in the 80s, who's my age? In the 80s, Bruce Leroy and The Last Dragon came out. You know how many brothers was walking around in the street wearing that Chinese jumpsuit that Bruce Lee wore in Chinese Connection? And once Bruce Leroy came out, when that movie Last Dragon came out, there was some brothers coming to school. I was in junior high school when that came out, dressed like Bruce Leroy. It was a real outfit. I said, damn, it's not Halloween, but niggas is really doing this. Okay, well, we're cosplay in those Asian countries. I want to say it was Japan. And they had a party out in the street. They had 40-ounce bottles. I don't think beer was in it, though. They got some stuff that they put in their hair that make it nappy, appear to be nappy. I'm dead serious. And they're throwing up gang signs. Those aren't real gang signs. They were just doing all of this stuff, listening to rap music, had gold teeth in their mouth. And there were a few black people over there. Don't know if they were American, but they were fascinated with us. We've become a joke. Hey, sisters, want to know how much of a joke y'all are? Let me tell you about it. This sister divested, right? She divested. I see y'all in the chat, and if I miss you, know that I love you. I see Young Deezy, salute. Abdullah, Young Hollywood, Sam Matt, E. Jordan, salute. I'm just cooking. Check this out. Sister was like, you know, having a problem dating. So I'm just listening to her because she's real big on divesting. And she says, yeah, I went out with this Italian guy. He was like literally from Italy, but he was in America for something. Went out to eat. So she's, you know, tell me about yourself. So she's explaining, you know, I'm a career woman, I'm this, I'm that. And he's just, And you know, when it was his time to talk, you know what he asked her? Do you twerk? She's like, excuse me? Do you twerk? Do you dance? Do you do that dance? Do you twerk? Whole time, they're sitting over dinner. And she's shooting her shot, letting him know that she's a educated woman and she makes her own money and she's not out to take your money. You could tell that to that white man from across the seas, right? You could tell that to him, right? And then when it's his turn to talk, what does he ask? Do you twerk? And she said, man, you know, I'm just so disgusted. Nah, no, queen. Don't be disgusted. You know what you do? You hold up that mirror and you look at yourself. And you look at all those queens that they gave the megaphone to. Remember what I said, the megaphone? The idiots have the megaphone. The idiots that are lifeless, that don't have jobs, the idiots that are lazy and say, yo, look, I'm educated and I can go corporate and make $70,000 a year, but I could stay home and twerk and do OnlyFans and get all these hits on my social media and make the same amount of money, if not more, here. And never mind the fact that I got a son or a daughter And then when you ask those bozos, hey man, what about when your son or daughter, they got to go to school with these kids, and then they found that these kids find out that mommy's twerking. And those mommies respond, well, he can cry in the BMW. He can cry in the Mercedes. So because you're lazy and you want to take the easy route, you have no qualms about how little man or little girl gonna feel. Well, you didn't care anyway because you're not married, child out of wedlock. So this is what we're dealing with. They gave the idiots the megaphone. And when the community, like us, when we try to shut that ish down, do the right thing, we get looked at like we're crazy. Ain't that something? We're corny, we're lame, right? That sister divested and got an Italian man, and after her shooting her shot and showing him that she's educated and she was in shape and everything else, when it was his turn to talk, he asked her, does she twerk? You know what that means? All he sees is a sex object. And guess what? Once upon a time, there was a campaign. Remember? Don't objectify me. Don't you look at me as a sex object. I'm more than that. I'm brains. I'm this. I'm that. I am woman, hear me war. Now, you sisters don't need no help. I see women in the damn supermarket. I remember this happened recently. I'm walking in the supermarket, pushing a cart, and out my peripheral vision, I'm like, what is she doing? And when I turn, grown-ass women doing this. And I look, the phone's on the cart, and she's doing a dance. Grown woman. And then ended with a little booty pop. And I'm like, all right. Okay. Now, where do those people live? On It's Your Birthday Street. Still the baddest, City Girl Avenue. We're becoming the jokes of the world, and we are becoming victims of our own ignorance. Eric Jordan in that super chat, he says, crazy thing is that this ish passed. Thanks, Miguel. It's the Miguel type of thought process, but you know what? EJ back, he says, majority of men don't fucking care about your degree. No, we don't. Because you know why? It doesn't matter. Because you fools are still just doing this. We're the laughing stock. Gnarly Ray, salute. Mike Lewis, salute. Can I ask y'all a question? What has Trina done to make our community better? Remember they resurrected her ass? No vote, no bucking. A rundown stripper from Miami with a body count that's off the charts, and a fat homo with a manicure and a BBL. That was supposed to make you run to the polls. And now they're naming your streets, because they only doing this in the black neighborhood. They ain't gonna do this anywhere in the white neighborhood, I promise you. And they'll camouflage and say, no, we're just paying homage to the people from our neighborhood. You can do without that. This is like being fascinated with the drug dealer selling drugs in what? The neighborhood he grew up in. You ain't gonna go to no white neighborhood and try and poison their community. And then try and make sense of it by saying, hey, well, I'm just trying to feed my daughter. I'm just trying to feed my kids. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna kill my family to feed yours? Where's Charles Bronson? This is ridiculous. me go back to this goddamn article. It's ridiculous. Fair use.
And we are walking on what will soon be known as We the Best Terrace, now known as Northwest 68th Terrace. More than 24 other streets are also part of.
Okay, I'm looking at this street. I would never live here. We the best, city girls. It look like a third world country. This is Dade County? All right.
The plan, pushed by Commissioner Keon Hardiman, the plan originally received pushback partially for the appropriateness of the words. But Commissioner Hardiman shares this was all in an effort to highlight an area that's typically overshadowed.
It's too long that we have to sit in squalor and in pain and in the conditions that these neighborhoods are sitting.
Okay, you nappy-headed nigga. All right, let me explain something to this dumbass. All right? You want to make your community better? Get the fucking liquor stores out of there. Do that. Stop with the fast food. Increase stores with fresh produce out there. Fix up the playgrounds. Do something. You're going to change all the names of these city streets. I know about Dade County a little bit. Is the crime rate going to drop? You nappy-headed nigga. You fought so hard to change the names of some streets. Let me ask you a question. Those rappers with those lyrics that you changed in the names, have they given back to Dade County? I'm just curious because I don't know. You're celebrating them. What have they done to the community that they flew the coop and left? DJ Khaled, did he donate a goddamn, I don't know, a playground or something, a basketball hoop or something? Did he donate to the city some way? I don't know. Has he? I'm asking. They just showed a picture of the damn street. It looks... And you got this motherfucker in office like it's okay. And I just saw the street and it's like, what is this? We the best. Look like a third world country. We the best. This is a joke. This is a joke. I don't see white folks naming their streets after a Garth Brooks lyric. If it is, please let me know. I haven't Googled it. I'm just saying I haven't heard of it. Maybe. I've seen it named after actors, maybe a rapper. I just told you, Scott LaRock, but there was meaning behind this. What's the meaning of this? There was a cat that sold drugs somewhere, I don't know, White Plains Road somewhere. And you know what they called him? Million. Yo, you got to go see Million. Man, I was like, I ain't going to see nobody. What you mean? Yeah, Million, he's going to come to the club. It's all right, well, I'm going to treat him like everybody else. No guns, no blades, no drugs. No nappy-headed nigga. This is Million. Yeah, you getting patted down. You come in here not getting patted down. You ain't no Million. A broke-ass, dusty nigga that lives around the corner from a club I'm working at called a Million? Man, shut up. Shut up. What's wrong with you Negroes? And this dude fought hard for this? Did these rappers contribute anything to Dade County for them to be doing this? DJ Khaled is a millionaire. What has he done in that community? He may have done something. I don't know. Let me know. I didn't research it. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says, can't make this ish up. Miguel got Hello Monkeys to sell out. Ridiculous, man. Nothing but a bunch of goddamn monkeys rolling around here.
Hello, monkeys.
88 Sports Talk in that super chat. He said, so you get a chance to change the street name for our people, and you don't want to use your last name so it carries on for generations and generations so your kids can be proud. Exactly. You know this is ridiculous? You know this is ridiculous? This is ridiculous. This is, ATL, my brother, what up? You say something, man. You know what, man? I'm not going to overcomplicate any of this, man. But this behavior is normalized. They ran up to the chick, by the way, that you heard, that she was talking. You know she's out there with a bonnet on her fucking head, right? Oh, my God. We the best. Man, shut up. Ask her if she's Democrat or Republican. Ask her what she knows about anything political. Ask her, does she know the local councilman making those decisions? Did she vote for him? There's the haves and the have-not-nots. And the block that they showed, that's not no we the best block. My brother Kofa in that super chat salute, he said, there's no way you can convince me that there aren't people that have done good in the community they couldn't name these streets after. Bro, I'm telling you right now, this is the worst thing that I've seen in 2025. We're just getting started. I'm talking about politically. Come on, this is stupid. He fought for this? Tom, what up, Tom? I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And shout out to Jason Black and the Black Authority, man. Shout out to him. I've been subscribed to him for over a year and a half. And once he started talking about boxing, I didn't know he was into boxing like that. And then he paid homage to George Foreman, and I had to call in. I salute my queen. How are you? You know what I mean? This is disgusting, and they run up to the stupidest people to have this conversation. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. You're celebrating hip-hop lyrics, and if you listen to these entire songs, this is what... Don't you know your kids are going to look up what this shit means? Go listen to the song. This is what the block you live on. This is from the song. Listen to it. I'm F-R-E. I'm up, nigga, free. What? Yeah, Shorty, you live on Eat a Nigga Ass Avenue. What? I'm not saying that that's a street, but I'm just saying, why not? Why not? We're doing this now, right? Let's go back to this clown.
Without trying something dramatic to actually change the neighborhood.
He's trying to change the neighborhood. Oh my God.
And his grand action is named...
Yo, imagine being a man living on the baddest chick block. Who's this woman that sings this song? I'm the baddest chick. Who is she? Let me stop right there for a minute. Tom, salute to you in that super chat. He said, bands will make her dance. Boulevard. Good Lord. Bands will make her dance. Bands, I remember that. Can I ask you a question? Who's that chick that sung that song? I'm the baddest chick. Joe Townsend in the building. Salute. Who is that? Two-part question. Who is that? And has she done anything positive? Like that was Trina? That was her? You know when I first heard of her? When I was out working at the clubs. Girl, you know now, wasn't she talking about how she would F5 or 6 best friends? That's your baddest chick? That's what you want your daughter listening to? That's what you want your son? That's the type of girl you want your son bringing home to you? Don't worry, you're living on the block named after a lyric. Not even her, a lyric, which means does the block represent that? That's how you represent her? This is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. Fair use.
It's like still the baddest.
Because it's not about the names.
You know what's funny here? You know what I'm looking at? They had a picture of all these rappers on the wall, and when they zoomed out, you know who's in the middle? You know what? Let me just show y'all. Let me bring it back. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all something. I just noticed this. Who's that? Who's that? Look.
His name's like still the baddest.
Because it's not about the names.
Why they put it on Eminem's face and zoomed out? Why they put it on Eminem's face and zoom out? Why they do that? Are y'all paying attention to any of this? And I'm not putting this on M. He ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm talking about tactics right now. This is a tactical play. This is clever editing right here. Why'd they put it on M's face and zoom out? No matter if you name it after a black person's lyrics, who do they plan on accrediting for keeping hip hop alive in the next 25 years? M? Don't you think? Are y'all paying attention? And I'm not overlooking this. I'm not overdoing it. I know this. It's been done. Elvis Presley wasn't a racist. Elvis Presley got his whole swag from black people. He admits it. He had no control how he was received. He had no control over that. He wasn't a racist. He'll tell you where he got his style from. Chuck Berry, Little Richard, all those guys. But we couldn't get no spins on the radio. It had nothing to do with him. That was just how the world was. Y'all remember Vanilla Ice? He loved hip hop. And listen, Vanilla Ice could dance. He could dance. Rapping, I didn't like him at all. And he loved hip hop. He just wasn't a good enough rapper, but he caught lightning in the bottle. The white cats loved him because he represented what? Them. But he wasn't well received in the hip hop community, which consisted of majority black people. Now hip hop is more mainstream. Third Base came out. But they were from Queens. And they knew Nas and everybody else. They grew up around a lot of black people. They really rapped. So how we received them was not how we received Ice. Search and Pete Nice. Boss. How we received them wasn't how we received Ice. Search and Pete Nice. I'm from the Bronx. It's easy. And they hated Ice because of what he represented. Yeah, I remember. I guess you can call him a reggae artist. He was white from Canada. His name was Snow. You remember that? Good Lord. You remember that? Y'all remember Modest Yahoo, the Hasidic Jew that did reggae? You remember Modest Yahoo? Oh, they were out there, bro. Nah, Speed Demon, I don't deal with Chief Keef. He represented everything ignorant in Chicago. Everything. He's not even a rapper. It was horrible. I don't fuck with Chief Keef. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard. God, you're some boy. God, I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? This is not hip hop as I grew to know it. Hip hop is a culture. And everything that we create as black people gets hijacked and turned around. And once the other people who start to see dollar signs on it, once they can monetize it for themselves, they steal it. Which is why I pointed out them doing this in Dade County on a wall with the mural, not a mural, with what's the correct wording I could use? Paying homage to the popular rappers. I saw Nas there and everything else. But they put the camera on Eminem's face and backed the camera out so you could see everybody else. And Eminem is a great MC. But Eminem will tell you, I'm not the greatest. Eminem, a portion of his style came from Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Tretch's wordplay was a bit ahead of his time. And when Eminem said that, I said, you know what? He's right. I hear it. He sounds like Tretch. This ain't an itty bitty bang bang nigga hit the deck. You ain't figure trigger Tretch. Who's next with the rugged rep? You would have thought Eminem wrote that. That's Tretch with D Nice, Time to Flow. Listen to Tretch's wordplay. Eminem took that and made it his own, but he doesn't lie about that. He tells you that. So I'll give Eminem that. He respects the game. He knows what's going on. And not one time did he say, I invented something. Even when they try and put it on him, he says, nope. Tretch, DOC. The litness of other people. He's a fan of Redman. Redman's one of my favorite rappers of all time. He's a fan. Calls him up on his birthday every year. Did y'all know that? So I respect him. But they tried to put on him, he didn't accept it. Yeah, Big L, of course. Of course. But 30 years from now, if Eminem dies or whatever, I'm not wishing nothing on anybody. I'm just saying. Everybody has a run. Everyone's human. People die. People die. They're going to try and say that he invented a lot of the shit that we're doing now. Reality is no. He just does things well. That's it. Oh, Andrew 100. G-Rap. I have a Mount Rushmore of MCs. I have a Mount Rushmore. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Cool G-Rap. No exceptions. Those are all my number ones because I don't want to put them ahead of each other. Rakim, Kane, right? KRS-One, G-Rap. Those are my number ones of all time. The Mount Rushmore is my number one. Everybody else comes later. The night Big L was unalived, my boy lived up the block and around the corner. He heard the gunshots. The next day, he called me. He says, yo, I think Big L caught it last night. I heard the gunshots, but I ain't go over there. Everyone's telling me it was Big L. And I heard it on the radio, I believe. And I said, yo. He said, yo, I heard the shots. Word on the street was it was meant for his brother. But whatever. And by the way, let me ask you a question. How many lines have KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, G-Rap, or Rakim have said, those dudes deserve streets named after something that they said? But Dade County is going to make sure on your driver's license, when you go to the DMV and got to get your shit upgraded or change the address, you live on Bad Chick Boulevard. It's time to move. It's time to move. Like how I scream move, it's time to move. The community should be in an uproar. Should be in an uproar. I'd be livid. Like, yo, bro, get out of office with this. Get out of office, man. You better not ever listen to this garbage.
It's about the purpose of the names. And the purpose of this was to introduce this to the world, to say that in Miami, when you come here, if you're traveling to Miami on your birthday, you can come.
Can I tell you something? When I was in Miami, me and my boy went to Miami for spring break years ago. We're driving around. We're on South Beach, right? And there was a lot of traffic, and we made a turn. There's a bridge, that long bridge. Is anybody here from Miami? Well, check this out. We made a turn, and we went across that long ass bridge, and then we start seeing all these short houses. Everybody had dreads. It was nighttime. Everyone's looking around, people cooking out, and they just looked at us. We drove into the neighborhood. I'm like, yo, nah, I don't think we're supposed to be here. We made a U-turn, came back out. Now everybody's on their lawn looking at us. And I said, yo, you know what? Don't they do a lot of First 48 episodes? No, I'm sorry. The First 48 wasn't out back then. I said, yo, isn't there like a high crime rate down here somewhere? I said, yeah. I said, I bet you this is the hood. I said, no, get back across that fucking bridge. Was that Dade County? Where the niggas were away from South Beach over that long ass bridge? Do I have that right? I told them, I said, I don't want to be on Unsolved Mysteries, man. We ain't flying out here to deal with this. Should have saw them niggas. Them niggas. You should have saw them. Dreads down their back. They ain't Jamaican. They just look at y'all, dog. That down my back, dog. I'm like, no. Take this. No. Take the light. Don't even stop. Go. Fuck out of here. We came back. We told cats. We was like, yo, man, you know about that bridge? They said, you went across that bridge? That's what they said. You went over there? We was like, it was an accident. They was like, yo, you lucky you ain't get got. They say they fast with it over there. I was like, yeah. You get to worry about that. Park the car, we could walk. I'm good. It was hot as hell. It was like 92 degrees. The sun was down. Nobody had on shirts. It was, well, women, some of them, whatever, man. Miami, baby. Anyway, back to this fool-ass Earthman.
Take a picture on It's Your Birthday Street.
Take a picture on It's Your Birthday Street. The sign is leaned over.
But those who will now live on the song-studded streets have mixed feelings.
Your street name is going to soon be called Big Money Baller Street. How do you feel about that?
It's really random. Like, I didn't even know that was happening.
What do you think people are going to think?
I need you to look at this woman. You see what I mean? See what I mean? She's walking around like that.
When they find out that a bunch of these street names have changed to rapper.
They're gonna be laughing at it. It's gonna be funny.
They're gonna be laughing at it. It's really funny. Do you see this sister out here with this bonnet on her goddamn head? This white woman. Look, we're a joke. This is a. All right, man. All right, man. All right, man.
It's just gonna be funny.
Your street will soon be called City Girls Street. How do you feel about that?
Shorty laughing.
It is pretty interesting that we're being named rappers.
Say what it is. And look at Shorty laughing. My block will never be named after anything. Not like this. Look at her laughing.
But we'll have some fun with that.
Did y'all see the Boondocks episode when Dr. King came back? Because he wasn't dead. He was in a coma for like 40 years. And he said, this is what I took all those ass whoopings for? Now I'd like to talk about soul playing. Remember that? Remember that?
Miami is well known, and they're well known in Miami. So,
what is Miami well known, y'all? What is Miami well known for? Put in the chat. What is Miami well known for? The beach, bikinis, and now over-sexualized rap music. And the most ignorant rap music. Not one KRS-One lyric, not one Rakim lyric. I don't even take a Big Daddy Kane lyric. I mean, he wasn't like bad, you know what I'm saying? But pay homage to the brothers. You paying homage to these trash ass rappers with the worst lyrics on the worst song. If you're naming it after rappers, if you wouldn't like your kids or grandkids listening to that music, what the fuck are you celebrating here? We're done. We're done.
Oh, I'm happy to be on that street.
Sophia.
All right. Done. 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 Dade County, hold this L for the rest of your life. Y'all not even riding in the streets. I promise you, if God, man. The Hip Hop Museum is in my city. Kool Herc has a street named after him because he's the godfather of, he's the father of hip hop. But there's meaning behind that. Scotland Rock Boulevard, there's meaning behind that. Kingsbridge Avenue in Jerome, that's Scotland Rock Boulevard. I pass it every day. There's meaning behind that. City Girl Street, do you know what it means to be a city girl? I'm tired, man. I'm tired, man. I'm going to bed, y'all. I'm done with this shit. This is stupid. Hold this L. I don't claim anything. I don't, F Dade County, whoever this dude is. All right. He needs to get clocked over his head and bury him with a shovel, and then bury the shovel. This is crazy. I say this jokingly. Here's how you handle him. If you don't like him, here's how you handle him. Don't vote for him. Remember when I said it's important for you to go to the polls, not only for the presidency, but your local council person, because you never know what they're going to do. Remember Tiara Mack over in Rhode Island? She was twerking on her head in the thong, talking about vote Tiara Mack. She's part of the broken wrist community, and she wanted to teach her first grader how to masturbate. That was on her things to do list, and Lord knows what else. But thank God there was enough people with sense that said, no, we're not having that in there. And I don't remember what party she was in. She's probably a Democrat. I don't know. But this is disgusting. This is another L for that community, Dade County. I don't claim anything over there. It's not funny. He said we're going to have fun with it. How, what, a day or two? What? Wait till you have to get your driver's license changed. So you live on City Girl Street? Right. Named after those city girls who are running around smutting out. You know what? F y'all, man. F y'all with a lit flare. I'm done, man. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, Super Chat. Man, I'm just tired.
Right. All my troubles come more nigga. Yeah, it makes me mad. Why you niggas are so against somebody for you?
How much longer do you think your mom
makes me so mad. Long enough to beat your ass if you fuck up. That's right. You might not get out of the stable tonight. You gotta be cool because you've been watched.
Go subscribe to my Patreon. I appreciate the support. For more unedited content, follow me on Patreon, Drew Titan, LLC. I'll be back in the morning, man. Y'all have a good night. This shit is exhausting.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.